welcome back to Paper and Moose and to the second part of the History Behind the Paper series featuring Dr. Crandall's Health School. If you haven't seen the first part of the series, please be sure to check that out. We return to Dr. Crandall's Health School in the year 1922 when local newspapers began to print some alarming articles in regards to the school. Nurses and other employees began to publicly speak out about the inner workings of the facility. They stated that the school was mismanaged, including having to administer care to patients that they believed to be insane. The school was not sanctioned to treat the insane, so this would have been against protocol. Dr. Crandall denied all allegations made and invited an investigation and inspection at any time. I could not locate any additional articles referencing any follow-up investigations during that year, but Dr. Crandall continued to advertise his practice, and people continued to attend the health school. Newspapers published stories of those that left the school in better health and those that succumbed to their own turmoil. One of the more interesting stories was that of the town clerk, Guy Bradley, who praised the Crandall Health School. He had been at the school for 6 weeks undergoing treatment and left feeling improved health. He stated that the method of treatment is not severe at all. It is very simple. It consists of rest, diet, exercise, and a thorough training in how to take care of your own health. The hardest thing for him was the fast and the fact that he had to stay in bed. The fast lasted 12 days. He even wrote a poem dedicated to his stay at the school with a few verses going like this. I'll leave it to you if life ain't hell, a-layin' up in bed, a-smellin' the trays as they went past while the others were bein' fed, and knowin' all the time that there was none for you. But listen to me, neighbor, what in heck you goin' to do? The doc came in this mornin' and lookin' kinda wise. He feels your pulse, looks at your tongue, and then he squints his eyes and says, now son, that's simply great, you sure are comin' fine. You just hold on another month and then you too can dine. Things changed though. March 1940. Dr. Crandall was put under a $2,000 bond after his arrest on the charges that he was operating a private hospital without a license and that he had set himself up as a doctor of medicine and surgery in violation of the medical acts of the Commonwealth. The penalty for operating a private hospital without a license was then a fine of $1,000 or imprisonment for 1 year. A fine of $500 or imprisonment for 6 months was a penalty for violation of the medical acts of the state. As it turns out, there had been an ongoing investigation that had spanned 10 years. The investigation culminated when a registered nurse, Claire Lucas, seen on the left as a star witness, posed as a patient and was told that she could be cured of her colitis within 5 weeks with no hospitalization required. She spent 2 days at the school, fleeing because she feared for her safety. She spoke of the patients at the school being in emaciated condition and relaying the knowledge that 2 out of the 10 patients present at the time were mentally ill. Another witness spoke of taking her brother to the school and having Dr. Crandall demand payment for 4 weeks, totaling $115 upon arrival. Crandall informed her that the money needed to be collected right away in order to promote better control over his patients. August 1940 was the trial. Crandall was found guilty of unlawfully conducting a hospital and nursing home and illegally practicing medicine. He filed for a motion for a new trial and stay of sentence, providing 11 reasons why the trial should be retried. Between January 1941 and November 1941, Crandall would appeal, and these appeals finally reached the U.S. Supreme Court, who refused to review the case, and they upheld the verdict. November 18th, 1941, Crandall is taken to jail. Deputies went to Crandall's health school, and upon their arrival there, they were told that Crandall was ill in bed and that he couldn't be taken to jail. That's when they wrapped Dr. Crandall in bed clothing and carried him to the auto for his ride to jail to start his 60-day sentence. April 17th, 1942, Crandall paid a fine of $1,000 and cost of around $626 and was released from jail. He would enter into a semi-retirement and pass away from this earth on April 27th, 1949, after playing 18 holes of golf, succumbing to a cerebral hemorrhage. The Crandall Health School would catch fire late November 1949 and become a ruin. There was much more to research, more stories that could have been told, but honestly, in this research for me, it became a type of maze. It made my head hurt. I was wondering who was telling the truth and what was to be believed about the school. Was Dr. Crandall genuinely trying to help people regain their health, or was he a part of the quack medicine field? What can be said of the patients who left the school feeling better? What can be said of the patients who could have possibly fared better at an actual hospital but found themselves at Crandall School? What could be said of the patients that took their own lives? Alternative medicine, conventional medicine, life, death. A history found in a single piece of paper.